Okay, so we have gone through like get. So why we use get?
To open the URL.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is get is to get the URL. Get the URL means we are telling, hey browser, get the URL means browser open the URL. Okay.
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 After opening, if you want to verify something, we are trying to get the URL. Means whatever URL is open, please get me, we are telling to compare, to verify whether the browser has opened, the driver has opened the correct URL or not. Okay. We can try to get the title also. In the same way, we can try to get the page source also. Page source is nothing but you can get all the information about that page. Okay. Today you try the command get page source. For example, here if I give driver, so whatever you want to do, to whom we have to instruct?
Driver.
So we have to tell everything to driver only. Okay. If I tell driver dot get page source and if I ask to print, it will print all the related information, means all the information about that page. Page source is nothing but the elements information, the HTML information of this page. Okay. See, they're giving all the information. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is all the, so this is to get the page source, means to get all the information about that HTML information of that particular page. Okay. So here, if you see, this is the checkbox information. This is related to this checkbox. Okay. If you scroll down, you can see somewhere related to the button. See, this is related to the button, login button. If you scroll, you can see this is the information of the password. This is the information of the, so whatever information, whatever elements you are able to see, the web page elements, you can see in the page source. Okay. Now,
Okay.
now what is my intention? For example, I will open some real-time website. For example, I will open just a Rediff mail. Okay. Just open. I'm having this Rediff mail. Okay. So now I want to tell to my driver, hey driver, open this URL, enter the username here, enter the password here, click on sign in. Okay, so now I am telling to see, I have to give to the driver the clear instructions, how to find the username field, how to find the password field. I have to tell very, very clearly, else the driver can't find. Okay. Because when the developer is developing this field, he would have given some information to that field. Who has developed this username field?
Developer.
Who has developed the password field? Developer.
Developer.
So they would have given already some basic information. So how to find what the developer has given information means that is HTML. That is the HTML. Okay. So using HTML only the web pages are created. So now if I right click on the element, so I call, see, this is a web element. This is a web element. This checkbox is a web element. Okay. This forget password link is a web element. Sign in button is a web element. Create a new account is a web element. Whatever you are seeing, that is called as a
Web element.
web element. Okay. Super. So now here I want to find the properties. Now you everyone know what is property. Yes or no? Property is nothing but to find that web element uniquely. Okay. When there are, see here, there are many web elements, right? Yes or no? If my driver want to come and enter the username field, for example, this is create account. Here, if you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 fields with the same edit where we can enter. Okay. So now if I ask driver, go and enter my full name, how it can find whether he has to enter here or here or here or here or here, because all are text fields. Yes or no?
Mhm.
Yeah.
How it knows that it has to enter first name here, email here, password here, retry password here? How it will know? Means we have to give some properties to find this particular web element uniquely. Okay, so now for that, even developer might have developed some unique properties for each and every field. Okay, so if you see, I'm right clicking, I'm clicking on inspect. What I'm doing?
Inspect.
Inspect. Okay, now, so when I right click and click on inspect, you all can see window something like this.
Mhm.
You can see the window like this. Okay, so this is all the HTML tags of this page. Okay, HTML page source, HTML. Okay, so now, for example, here you can see 3 dots. Are you able to see 3 dots here?
Yes.
In the top right. When I click here, okay, sorry. So here you can see this is a show side panel, right? If I click here, just 1 minute. You are able to see these 3 dots, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here when I click, it shows the dock side. What?
Docs.
Doc side.
Dock side. The dock side, you can select this or this or this or this. So now this is selected. So this is little highlighted. Means you can see this HTML page source in the right side. If I want down, I can select this. So it will be shown like this. You can change wherever you want to see. Okay.
Okay.
If, for example, now I want in this direction, I can select. So I can change the dock side. Okay.
Okay.
That is called dock side. Okay. So now here I want to see the properties of username field to inform to the driver. So what I did, I right click here, click on inspect. When I click on inspect, you can see here it's highlighted. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Assume here it's not highlighted. Now you want to do some to find the properties of password. You have to click here, select an element. Okay.
Okay.
And then go to place where you want, and then you can select that. For example, you can select here, go to this button and click. It will give that information of that element. If you want, you can select here and go and click on this link. It will give the HTML in page information of that particular element. Okay. So now I want username field. So I'm taking here, I'm selecting here. So if you see, this is the one, this is the line which developer has written for this. So what is this line?
Username properties.
Username property. So my developer has told that this type is a text, means they can enter a text. The ID they have given is login1. Max length means 100. Means what?
The length of the text.
Max length means 100. Means what?
Up to 10.
Maximum length of that
Means
line should be 100.
so in boundary value analysis, how we will test?
N minus 1 and plus 1.
We will test n minus 1, n plus 1.
And plus
Means 99 should work, 100 should work, and 101 should
Work.
101 should work.
No.
Should not work. Because maximum is 100. How come 101 will work? 101 should not work. Everyone agree or not?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So this is how the developer defined 100 should be the maximum length. How?
Requirement by user requirements.
Yes, that is the client requirements. Okay. So
Yeah.
based on the client requirements, he has mentioned maximum length should be 100. Okay. But type, ID, name, this is not any user requirement. Okay. The developer itself has created some values to create this field. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. So even he has given the index also. Index 1 means he's telling the position of that. Okay. So if you see the password, it is index 2. Tab index. Tab means what? Tab index means if something is here, if I click on tab, it will come to next. If you click on next, it will go to next. So this is a sequence order. Okay.
Okay.
See, tab
Yes.
means it will be moving. That is tab index. So here you can see tab index 2 means password. 3 means where if I place somewhere cursor and click on tab, where it has to go next, Okay.
Okay.
That is called tab index. Okay. So now if you see here for this username field, I am copying this. For example, I'm just right clicking on this text and then going to copy the element. When I copy the element, this is the information which I got. So now here you can see input type, ID, name. Yes or no? Now I can find this element using name or ID or type. Yes or no? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So for example, for the password, I will copy for password. For copy the HTML element information of password, what I have to do?
Select the
Hmm?
first select the element
So
password.
I have to select the element and then go
Password.
to the password field and click here.
Password.
Yeah.
When I do,
Yeah.
it is highlighted. See, yes or no?
Yeah.
So now I can right click, I can copy element. If I go to the, so here if you see, this is the information which the developer has written to create that field. So here they are telling name is this one, ID is this one, type is this one. So now if I want to inform to the driver to enter username, either I can tell name of that field element, ID of that element, or type. Yes or no?
Yeah.
If I tell enter username in the web element where name is equal to login, then driver will understand. If I tell enter some value in the ID password, means it will understand that, because the driver will go and search the page source where this information is available. Then it will try to find the element. Okay. Now
Yeah.
you tell me how to find for sign in button.
Click on the element.
So I have to select here, or you can directly right click and click on inspect. Okay. Anything you can do. Either you can select here, go here and click on that button when it is highlighted, or you can directly right click on that particular button and click on inspect. Okay. Anything we can do.
Okay.
Okay.
Till now it's clear.
Copy. Yeah.
Okay. So now here if you see for sign in button, they have given type as submit, name as proceed, value as sign in, title as sign in. Okay. Now I want to tell to driver enter username here, enter password here, click on sign in button. Now you tell me
Mhm.
how I can enter. See, I am having. So this is called attributes. What?
Attributes.
So here you can see input. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So input for everything there will be like tag name. Okay.
Mhm.
Attribute. Attribute value. Okay. Now if you see input is a tag name. What is input?
Tag name.
Input is a tag name. Type is a attribute. What is type?
Attribute.
What is its
Attribute.
value? Text is a attribute value. Okay. Now what is ID?
Attribute.
ID is a attribute. So there will be multiple attributes. Okay. To form any web element, there will be multiple attributes and attributes values. So this is attribute, this is a value, this is attribute, this is a value, this is attribute. Yes or no? Now
Yeah.
I have in the same way here also input is the tag name, This is attribute. This is value. ID is attribute. Password is a value. Name is attribute. Okay, in the same way. So now I have to tell to driver, find element. Yes or no? Because it is a web element. I have to tell driver, find the element using any of this attribute. Okay. So in the attribute, either you can use name or ID, anything is there. Yes or no? Because you can find the ID, you can find the name. So I will tell here driver dot find. See here when I type find, the automatically the Selenium comments are displayed. How many options are displayed when I entered find?
Two.
Two. What are they?
Find element.
Find element and
Web
find
element
elements.
and
Okay, but as of now you just select only find element. Don't select find elements. I will tell you later when find element should be selected. So now here you have to select find element. So when you select find element, I have to tell to driver, hey driver, find element by what? By okay, dot means I'm telling, hey driver,
Mhm.
find this username field by this one. So here if you see class name, CSS, ID, link text, name, partial link text, tag name, these are all called locators. What are these called?
Locators.
So how many
locator
locators are there?
8.
8 locators. So ID is a, so attributes. So we all know that there are multiple attributes
Mhm.
given by developer to form a web element. Yes or no?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
same way Selenium has given different locators to locate the element uniquely. Okay. The first one is ID, then name, then XPath, CSS selector, link text, class name, tag name, partial link text. Okay. So these are all the locators. So now we will go through each and every locator clearly. Okay. So here you have to remember the basic thing. So how the elements are identified in Selenium? If any element has name or ID property or attribute, we can use the value of ID or name directly. Okay.
Mhm.
Whenever you feel that the developer has given ID and name to any web element, we can use that ID directly because ID and name mostly will be always unique. Yes or no?
Yeah.
See, for example, when you join to any college or school, they will give you ID number. Whether the ID number will be unique or it will be duplicates.
Unique.
When I say
Unique.
unique means it will be only one. Even
Yeah.
if you join a university, if they give you ID number, even after 10 years, if you go and search with that ID number, your information alone will come. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what so the developer when developing, if they give some IDs to any web element, it will be always unique. Okay.
Mhm.
So now assume if the web element is a link, web element is a
Link.
link. Link means this is a link. Yes or no?
Yeah. Forget password.
Forget password is a link. For example, if we go here and inspect, see how we will understand that it is a link. You can see a tag anchor A.
Okay.
Whenever you see something starting with anchor A, what is meant by anchor A is nothing but you can see something here. See, anchor A. Yes or no? So what is
Yeah.
this?
Link.
This is called as anchor A is called as tag name. What?
Tag name.
See, what is this?
Tag name.
This,
Tag name.
Tag.
this one,
Attribute.
Attribute.
this one,
Attribute.
this one,
Attribute.
Value.
Attribute value.
attribute value. Okay. This one also tag name. So whenever you see something anchor A, this is called anchor A. Whenever you see something anchor A, href means it is a link. Okay. What is href means? they're giving inside. This is the link which you have to open upon click on this. Okay. So when I click on forget password, this is the link which will be opened. Clear?
Okay.
And this is a anchor A, means that is a, you can see whenever you see anchor A, you have to understand that it is a link. Okay.
Yeah.
So if the element is a link, we can use the link text. So link text is one of the locator. Okay, you can use link text locator to identify that. Okay. If the element does not have ID or name, here if you see, we are having ID and name. We are having ID, we are having name. So I can tell to driver, find the username field using the ID. Driver, find the password using the ID. Driver, find the submit button using name. Yes or no? When there are name and IDs, I can use them directly because the developer will always give unique name and IDs always. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, assume if in a family, do we try to keep unique names or duplicate names in the same family?
Unique.
We always
Unique
put unique
name.
names, right? We don't want to put the same names, then it will be confused in family. Okay. In different families, they can have same names when we compare. But when we consider a same web page, whenever there are multiple web elements in the web page, the developer will try to put unique names and unique IDs. Okay. So whenever you see some unique, some name or ID for web element, you can tell to driver directly either name or ID. Any one if you tell enough. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
You can tell like that. Okay. But assume if there is no name, there is no ID, then how will you identify that web element? Then you have to create your own XPath. What? See, whenever there is ID and name, you can use directly. But if there is no ID and name, then you have to create your own
XPath.
XPath. How to create? I'm going to teach you. Okay. Don't worry. Clear?
Yeah.
So if name is there, you are going to use the name directly. If ID is there, you are going to use, means you are going to tell to driver to use. Okay.
Yeah.
And if there is no name and ID, then you are going to create your own XPath. Okay. Or CSS selector. Okay.
Okay.
So elements are generally identified by its HTML tag. Okay. Now, how to identify elements? You all know, just by right clicking on that particular web element and clicking on inspect, or you can type F12 also to open this window. F12 function 12. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Very good. And I also explained you this with an example which you already clear. So what is tag name? What is attribute? What is, yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. Now I will tell to driver, what I have to tell. Now I want to tell to driver to enter username field. So I have enter username in the username field web element. Okay. So now I have to tell to driver dot, I have to inform to find that username. How? Find element dot by dot. Here, either I can select ID, yes or no? And in double quotes, I have to give the ID. So what is the ID of username? If you go here, ID is login one. So I'm just selecting that and I'm informing here dot. So now here, what I have to tell to driver, enter username. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So for enter, it is command send keys. What?
Send keys.
Okay. So I'm telling send keys. So you all remember at the end of the each line, you have to give semicolon. Okay. So now I have to give this value in double quotes. Okay. So now if you see what I'm telling to driver,
Find the element
Mhm.
by ID login,
Mhm.
and in that login field, use the automation test academy.
Pass this value, send this value I'm telling. Okay.
Yes.
So now when I'm running, driver will read this statement. Okay, and understand that, okay, I have to send this value where? In this ID field. Okay, so if you read in reverse, you're telling send value, this value, where? In this field. Okay, it will understand, okay, I have to open this URL, then go and find this field and enter this username. Okay, now shall I run this? We will see what happens. So when I run this, driver will open the URL, go and enter the username. So driver is opening the browser and then he is opening the URL and then he has entered the username. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So for example, by mistake, I have given ID instead of username ID, I have given password ID. It was my mistake.
Mm.
What is the ID? There is no ID. Yes or no?
Password.
There is
Password is
password.
different.
Ah, okay,
Password.
correct. Thank you. Yeah,
Not
password
the
is the ID.
concept.
So
That's
by
the name
mistake, I
section.
given password ID here. Okay. So
Okay.
now what driver will think?
I think you select the name attribute.
Name,
values.
huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if I run, what my driver will do?
It will pass the value in
It
the
will pass the
password
value
field.
of automation
Why
in the
password field?
password field.
Why not
We
the?
will provide this password
Because
Because
ID.
of the attribute
the
value.
driver will find the password web element using this ID. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so driver don't know whether it is password field or username field, or but
User
he
ID.
is not worried. He just go to that web page and then try to find the ID matching to this name and go and pass it. That's it. Okay. Because driver is dumb. Whatever you instruct, it will do the same thing. See?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes.
So now I have to tell to driver, enter the username in the username field, enter the password. So now can somebody tell how to write using the password, using ID already we gave. We will try to find name. Okay.
Okay.
So how to tell me?
Driver dot
One by one. Okay. Okay. Who is telling now first?
Rajini sir.
Okay. Tell
Driver
me.
dot
Driver dot.
find element
Okay.
by
By.
name.
You have to give by
Dot.
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 Okay.
Dot.
When you give dot, then only you will get the methods.
Yeah.
Okay.
By dot we have to select the name.
Name. Okay. Because why name? Because now my intention is to show you how to find the element using name. Okay. Because by ID already we saw, and we have in double quotes we have to give the name. Okay. And then
Dot send keys.
why send keys?
We have to pass that values in the password field.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Fine. Very good. Okay. Now Farhana, you tell me to identify for this sign in button. Farhan, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Can you tell me?
Inspect. Sign in. You have to go first and inspect the right click.
So I have to go. I have to select this. Select an element.
Sign
Then
in.
go to sign in. Then you can see the line
Inspect.
highlighted here, which belongs to sign in.
Yeah.
So here,
Yeah.
what are all the attributes you can see?
Name, value, title.
Okay. Is there ID?
Yeah.
Do you see ID?
No ID
Means we
here.
can't use ID. Find by ID we
Yeah.
can't use. Yes or no? Can I take name
Yes.
directly? Or you can take value
Yes.
also. Okay.
Yeah.
See, you can see
Yeah.
value here. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will tell about value. First, we'll just concentrate on name and ID. Okay. So now there is
Okay.
no ID, so I'm taking name. So if I go here, how will you try it, Farhana?
Driver dot
Mm-hmm.
find element
Mm-hmm.
by dot
Mm-hmm. By dot.
name
Okay.
It was proceed
and
in
then double
the
quotes. Okay. Now you tell
Okay.
me what you have to do. Dot.
dot send keys.
See here what you will do.
Mhm.
Here you will enter values. Here you will enter values. What you will do here?
Click.
Click. I mean, like
Yes or
enter,
no? Yeah. So
enter.
we have to tell,
Yeah.
hey driver, click. Go and click this button. Yes or no?
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now when I run, my driver will enter this value in username field, this value in password field, and it will go and click on this proceed name button,
Login.
means sign in button. Then it will
Yeah.
tell username and password you entered is invalid. Okay, you will see. See, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is giving error. Okay, now
Yeah.
you know that their error should come. Okay, so
Okay.
whenever you
Mhm.
enter some valid username and valid password, when you click on sign in button, you should get this error. Okay.
Yeah.
There is some temporary issue. Okay. Not sure why. Okay. So assume this is your requirement. Yes or no? This message, whatever you have to get is a
Requirement.
Assume your requirement was to check the message invalid username and password. Okay.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
in my test case, I will write actual message example. Okay. Is equal to invalid username and password. This is my actual message which I am expecting. So here you have to give string.
Yes.
Okay, this is my actual message which I am expecting. But
Yeah.
what is expected value? How we will know the expected value? From where you will know the expected value?
From the web page.
See, when you are doing action, you can see this message. So this is what you are able to see. Yes or no? You
Yeah.
entered username, you entered password, click on sign in button. So your username, your test case is enter valid, invalid username, invalid password, click on sign in. Then you should get a message that is your actual message which you have written in the test case. Now what is expected? Expected message is the one which you are able to see on the screen after doing these actions. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we have to tell to driver, get me this message. What?
Let me.
That
Message.
Now driver has to get this message from the web page and inform to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So now which web element I have to find? Shravanti, you tell me how to inform driver to get this element.
By clicking on the by using the element inspect button.
Okay.
In inspect.
Okay. Inspect then.
Then temporary issue.
So I have to go to that message which I want. See, whenever I'm moving my cursor, it will be highlighting. Okay. Whenever it will highlighting, you can click here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
When you
Temporary.
click here, it will be shown here. See here, if you see, this is the message. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And this is the locator information which he has given. This is the web. So here my developer has given ID and class to this. So there is an ID, right? So directly I can use an ID. So I will tell to driver dot find element by dot ID. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Double quotes, I will give the ID. And now what I'm trying to tell, I'm trying to send keys or click. What I have to tell?
Click.
should take that in.
Take the element.
See, click now, right?
Yeah.
Driver has to get this message and show you, tell you what is the message on the screen which he saw when he entered invalid username and invalid password and click on sign in button. Yes or no?
Okay.
So now I have to tell driver, go and get me the text which you see on this element or on this ID when you click on sign in button
Mhm.
after entering invalid username and invalid password. Okay.
Okay.
Clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm telling dot get text. What
Get text.
Get text.
means get text means go and get me this text, whatever you see on that
Element.
element place where ID is this one. Okay. So now after getting, I have to save this. Then only he can show me, or I can give system.out.println. Okay. And I can give inside this. Is that clear?
Yes.
So now if I run this, you will see what happens. So again, the driver will open a browser. Again, they access the URL. Again, enter the same username, enter the password, click on sign in button. It will be very fast. Okay. See, it is telling temporary issue. So now if you see here, my driver already has taken this message. See? So I will just comment this page source. See, this is the message which you are able to see on the screen. Yes or no? Temporary issue,
Yes.
please try again later. Clear?
Yes.
So UN, what I can do, I will remove system out println and I can make it as expected message. Yes or no?
String expect.
So now what I have to do, I have to compare my actual message and expected message are same or not. If it is same, then my test case is pass, else it is fail.
Yeah.
If
If actual
message dot
dot
equals
Expected.
bracket expected
expected
message, then
print
system.println pass,
test case
else
else
fail.
fail.
Clear? This is how we do. Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes.
Now you understood how we will get the expected value. So based on our actions, we'll get the expected values from the application, from the screen. Okay.
Okay.
Now assume you have given this is as expected value. Assume now your expected value is this one only. Your expected value is this one, and even your actual value is this one only, which your requirement. Okay.
Okay.
So what is your requirement? You have to show this message. Okay. So
Mhm.
now I'm removing this, my actual value as this, and then I'm placing it. So even your requirement of the client also, you should get this temporary issue. Please try again only assume. Okay. Now when I compare it, so now last time it was fail. Now it will fail or pass.
Pass.
No, it will fail or pass.
Pass.
Why?
Because both are
Because the actual message and the expected message both are same.
So now you understood how to find an element using name or ID.
Okay.
Because if by using the name or ID locator, okay, you can directly use by dot ID, by dot name. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Very good. Now we will look how to find using see,
Next
for
one.
example, 1 minute. So we are having ID right here. Even for password, we are having ID. Okay, so I will use IDs only first. Okay, for both, I will use IDs only just to show compare. Okay, because this is not having ID, I'm using name. Okay, now
Mhm.
the same 3 lines I can write using. So if I want to write by name, here I have to give name by dot name and the name value. Okay,
Okay.
clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now I'm going to teach you very important, which is XPath, how to identify the elements using. So now here we have gone through this too. We learned how to find ID, how to find the web element using ID, how to find the web element using name. Now we are going to see how
Yeah.
to find the web element using
XPath.
XPath. Okay, so to find the element by XPath, so there is some syntax, means how to write the XPath. Okay, syntax of XPath. So it is always, it should start with double slash and then tag name, then square bracket, then at the rate, then attribute, okay, is
Mhm.
equal to attribute value. Is that clear? So this is called syntax. What?
Syntax.
What is meant by syntax?
Syntax means format.
Syntax means the format, the
Format.
way how we have to write. Okay,
Yeah.
clear. So this is the syntax. How? So we have to, whenever you want to, whenever there is no name and ID, or whenever there are duplicate names, or for example, my developer forgot and gave duplicate IDs and duplicate names for two web elements, then you can't use that because there are duplicate, means there is no possibility to find that specific web element uniquely. Then he can't do the action. Okay. In that case, we have to create a XPath to make the driver to find the web element uniquely. Okay. Is that clear? In
Okay.
which scenario you will create XPath?
Yes, sir.
When you will create XPath?
We cannot identify the web element uniquely.
So whenever you don't identify the web element using any unique name or unique ID. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now here, this is the syntax. What is the syntax of XPath?
Double slash,
Mhm,
tag name,
mhm,
open square brace,
mhm.
at the right attribute equals to, in single quotes, attribute value.
Attribute
Okay.
value.
Okay. Now tell me.
Okay. Double slash,
Mhm,
Tag name.
tag name,
mhm,
open square bracket,
Server to
mhm,
at the rate
open
attribute
mhm.
equals to,
equal to
in single quotes, attribute value,
single quote attribute value.
and close the square brace.
Okay. This is the syntax. Now, this is my HTML tag for username field. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now can you tell how to, by looking into this, can you make it in this format?
Yeah.
Yes.
Double
Double
slash.
slash.
Double
Yeah.
slash,
On double slash.
input,
Why input?
because it is a tag name.
Very good. Input.
Square brace, open
Mhm,
square brace, at the rate,
mhm.
attribute, you can take anyone, right?
See, type is a attribute. Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Yeah.
ID is
Type is equal
attribute.
to
Maximum length is attribute. Name is attribute. Anything is attribute.
Yeah.
Even you can give here any attribute name. For
Okay.
example, I will give ID. You can give anything. First, I will give ID. Okay. We will
Okay.
try to find different. Okay. Then I have to
Okay.
give the
Login in
value of that attribute.
login. Single quotes
Yes or
login.
no?
Yeah.
I can give like this. Clear?
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
can you tell me to write XPath for this using a type?
Using type. Okay. Double slash,
Double tag.
input,
Mm-hmm,
open square brace,
mm-hmm,
at the rate,
mm-hmm,
type
mm-hmm.
equals to in single quotes password. And
Yes or no?
yeah.
Okay, we will see.
Close.
Okay, now someone can tell. Other person can tell me to write XPath for this.
Double slash.
Double tag.
Mm-hmm,
Input.
mm-hmm,
At the rate.
mm-hmm.
Type. Name. Yeah.
So we can, for example, here we will use title. Okay,
Okay.
For example, we can use title also, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Any attribute we can use, okay?
Okay.
Dot and the value of the title. Yes or no?
And
Clear?
Yes.
So
Okay.
this is how. So now I will just go and replace this. So now this is my XPath of username field. Now if I go here, tell me one by one. Yeah, Sridevi, tell me how I will write.
Driver dot
Driver dot
find element
find element
by dot
by dot
XPath.
XPath we have to give. We have to not give ID or name here. Yes or no? Because now we have created XPath. And then in double quotes, I have to give the XPath whatever we have written. So this is the XPath for username field. Yes or no?
Okay. Yes.
Dot send keys, and this is the value which I will be giving. You all agree?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Now Farhana, tell me for password.
Driver dot
Driver dot
find element
find element
by dot
by dot
XPath.
Huh?
No password.
no, how we were telling driver to find that element, how he'll find? Either by ID or name or XPath or CSS, how?
The password. XPath.
Why XPath? Means you are telling
Because the
driver
whole path.
find that web element using this XPath. Okay,
Okay.
is that clear?
Dot. Yes.
So is it clear for you why we give an ID or name? Is it clear or not?
Yes. 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 Clear. Password is test.
Fine. So here we created the XPath, the same XPath we have given. So this is the XPath for sign in button. Okay. Doesn't, can you tell me how to write to XPath to click on?
driver
Mhm,
driver dot
mhm,
find element
mhm,
by dot
mhm.
XPath.
Okay.
Yeah, give that XPath of is
Dot
dot
click.
click.
Okay. So I will run now. So now here we gave IDs and names for the same elements. Here we are giving XPath. We'll see what happens. So now you know how to write XPath. Yes or no? So what is the syntax to write XPath?
Double slash tag name.
Mhm.
Open square braces at the rate attribute equals to in single.
Got the value of that
Attribute.
attribute. See, whatever attribute you are giving, the say corresponding value only how to give. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Super. So now here, see, you can give any attribute, no problem at all. Okay.
Okay. In that
Very
tag.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now there is something here. We are having in XPath also in XPath. See, this is that how we wrote. Yes or no?
Yes.
We can write like this. Now something there is called something a regular expression also. What it is?
Regular X.
There is something regular expression and contains. Okay. See, instead of tag name, you can use star also, no problem. Star means it will take irrespective of any tag name. Okay.
Okay.
For example, tag name is changing. In that
Okay.
case, you can give star. Whatever tag name is there, blindly it will consider.
Okay.
It will not consider, it will not look for specific tag name. Whatever tag name, it takes and then it will search for title, sign in, and then click on that. Okay. Now there is something called contains. What? For example, you are having sign in. Okay. So I want to give only some small part. So I will tell that when I'm having something which is like bigger sentence. Okay. For as of now, you just concentrate on this. Okay. So now you everyone know how to write XPath. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now we will look into how to write CSS. What?
CSS.
CSS. Okay. So this is XPath. So now I'm going to write syntax of CSS selector. How? See, this is the syntax of XPath, right?
Mhm.
It's the same for CSS also. Just what you have to do, you have to just remove these two and then remove at the rate. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you tell me.
Okay, tag me.
Now you tell me the syntax of CSS is the same. The syntax of CSS is
Okay.
we will remove the
Double slash and
double
at
slash
slash
and we will remove the at the rate. That's it. Okay. So now can you tell me now here we have used ID for username. Okay. Now can you tell me using type? Okay, we will write using the type text for CSS. Okay. So here we have to, can you tell me? So this is the syntax. So
Input.
I have to remove this double slash and then I have to remove at the rate.
Input.
That's it difference. So
Yeah.
yeah, tell me input.
Input.
Mhm.
Inside braces.
Mhm.
Type
Open.
Type
Type
is equal to,
Single quote submit.
Single press.
this is the type value.
Text.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
In the same
Yeah.
way, can you write for password? For password, we can also use ID or name, anything. I will use name.
Mhm.
Tell me.
Input.
Mhm.
Input
Name. Open. The name is equal.
name equal to
Single.
name of
Exactly. Yes or no? Now here
Yeah.
for submit button, we can use title. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Input.
Input. Open. Title.
Title equals to.
Title is T cap lowercase. TITL. Yeah. So you have to give that everything correctly. Okay. Yes or no? So now
Yeah.
I will try. I will make it here. You are able to understand how to use different locators. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
This is very, very important. If you don't understand this, then from next class, you will not understand anything. It will be blank. You have to practice so much this one. Okay. So now.
Driver dot.
Driver dot find element.
Mm-hmm,
By dot.
By
mm-hmm,
CSS.
CSS sector.
Mhm.
Sector.
And we have to
double
give
quotes.
Copy.
I have to give this whatever I have written. Yes or no?
Yeah.
That's it. It's very simple, right?
Dots and keys.
Dot and key.
Okay. Now in the same way, driver dot
Find element by.
find
Find
element by dot
by.
CSS. Okay. See,
Mhm.
whatever we are giving, we have to select that particular locator only. Okay.
Okay.
Assume you are giving CSS here and you are trying to give the XPath, means it will not work, because whenever you are selecting some specific locator, then you have to give its value only. Okay.
Yeah. Dots and keys. Dot click.
Now the CSS can be written in different ways. So I told tag name is optional. Tag name is
Option.
optional. Okay. So even for XPath, you can remove the tag name and you can just give star. Okay.
Okay.
Means it will take any tag name, but here tag name is mandatory, so you give star. Whenever you give star means it takes all, any value, whatever tag name, it doesn't care. It will just look for the attribute and its value. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you go to CSS, tag name is optional. What?
Optional.
Tag name is optional.
When I say optional means what?
Sir, is it optional or
We can
mandatory?
write or we cannot.
See, for XPath, which is mandatory. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. For CSS, the tag name is optional.
Oh,
Okay. In that case, you can use tag name or you can write without tag name also. Now,
okay.
how to write without tag name means, for example, this is ID. So there we can write CSS in different format. This is one syntax. Okay.
Mhm.
This is other syntax. This is other syntax. This is other syntax. Means either you can write tag name, square brackets, attribute and attribute value, or you can write tag name. If there is an ID, if you want to use CSS, you can use like this tag name hash ID. Because tag name is optional, you can use directly hash ID.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
You can
Fine.
use tag name dot class name. So these are different type of syntaxes for
CSS.
CSS. Okay. So now, so for example, if you want to write this one, tag name hash ID is one of the syntax. What is the tag name?
Input.
For example,
Input.
I am writing CSS using tag name hash ID for this. Then what I have to write?
Input.
Mhm.
Input.
Hash ID.
What is the ID? ID value I have to write. Okay.
Okay.
So I have to write input
Hash.
slash ID. Is
Log.
that no? Now
Okay.
here in this case, tag name is optional. Then I can give directly hash ID.
Okay.
Okay. In this case, tag name dot class name. So if you see, there is something class here. Okay. There is no class here.
Mhm.
We can't use. There is no class here. But assume for this login button, there is no, all these fields are not available. Only class is there. In that case, you can use only this. Yes or no?
Okay.
In that case, you can use like this also. So these are different options. You can use anything. Even you can create an XPath like this. Input class is equal to, and you can give the value here also, no problem. Or you can write like this also. It's up to you. Okay. How you want to design.
So here a class name is attribute name.
Yeah, it says class is nothing but class name. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm giving the value of that. Okay. So you can use either this or this or this, any format you can use, no problem at all. Okay. So for ID, I will give password. You will see. So CSS we can write in different
Base.
ways. Okay. So I will write now CSS in this format. Tell me how to write.
Driver dot find element.
Driver dot find element, right?
See, when you're practicing also, don't copy paste. You write always. That makes you practice. Okay.
Okay. By dot.
Mm.
CSS selector.
Mhm.
In
Then I
the
have to just give this. Okay.
Dot
So
set.
it's clear to everyone, right?
Yes.
Or if something is confused, please ask me now only, because this is very, very, very important topic. If you don't understand this, tomorrow class, from tomorrow, you will not understand anything. Okay. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
I'm not getting answers from everyone.
yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Send.
See, now I'm giving different CSS. Okay, so XPath, we can't write these many styles. Okay, XPath we can write only standard style. style only. Okay, either this way or by putting tag name as star. Okay, but CSS we can write in different styles. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, see, any locator you can use based on how we want. Selenium is giving all these options. If the element has name, you directly use by dot name. If it is having ID, you can use directly by dot ID. Okay, if it is not having ID and name, then you have to write your own XPath or CSS. Clear? Among all, which one will find the element faster is CSS. Which one?
CSS.
CSS is the fastest element locator. Okay, but you can't observe that because it will be very milliseconds. Okay, difference between XPath and CSS. Okay,
Okay.
clear, right? Now I'm running. So till now, how many locators we have gone through?
4.
What are they?
ID, name, path, and
Path
CSS.
and CSS element.
Very good. So you have to practice this very well. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever I'm in future classes, you should tell, okay, here we can use XPath, here we can use CSS, how to write XPath. Okay, everything. So you have to practice today so much. Okay.
Okay.
Very well you have to practice so that you will remember this, how to write manually. Okay. You take paper, pen, write syntax, how to write. Okay. Practice, then it will remember. Okay. Fine. So now, so these are different types where we can write. Okay. Now, there is something called contains, which I will tell later. Okay, fine. So now here, for example, I am writing this CSS, I am writing this XPath. See, for ID, you need not to validate because you are directly using that values only. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
But for XPath, you are creating this XPath. For CSS, you are creating this CSS.
Yes.
Okay, you agree or not?
Yes.
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 When you are creating, you have to validate whatever you created is correct or not. For example, by mistakenly you created here something wrongly. Okay.
Like, yeah.
For example, you created something like this. Okay.
Okay.
Is this correct?
No.
No, because I have to use single quotes. By forgot I have created double quotes. You have to see, unless until I run this, I can't know whether it is valid or not. So for example, double quotes, it will not accept. 1 minute. So so for example, I will just give something. Okay, I just removed login 1 and I gave login 2. So here you want to validate this XPath, whatever you have written is correct or not. Because if I run this now, what happens? You tell me. See, I'm using some XPath here invalid. It should be login 1, but I have given login 2. So now when my driver go and search for this XPath, will he find?
No.
Why?
No.
Because
Because
it is not valid.
Sorry,
No element with ID login.
login 2. Yes, no, it is
no,
nothing. It is
valid
not matching.
for him.
We will see what my driver will tell. So driver will tell, he will return back, he will open the URL, go and search for this element, and he will come back to me and tell, hey, unable to find the ID. See, it is telling error. What is the error? No such element, unable to locate element. Yes or no?
Okay.
Which element? If you scroll down, you can see in the last line, you can see the error in the which line. When you click here, you'll go directly to that line number 22. Okay, see? By seeing this, you can understand that, okay, so by using this locator, by using this XPath, driver is unable to find a element uniquely, means you have written wrong XPath. Yes or no?
Yes.
But before executing only, I can validate. Here I have executed, then only I understood that it is wrong. But before executed also we can validate. Okay, I will show you how to validate. Okay, so now this is a web page. So here we are in elements. When I right click and click on inspect, by default elements will be opening. Okay,
Yes.
but
Okay.
you can go to console. What?
Console.
You can go to
Console.
console and then you can just type dollar. For XPath, you have to give X and then in double quotes bracket. This is the syntax. Okay. This is why we are trying to validate what we are trying.
Validate.
We are trying to validate the XPath, whatever we have written is correct or not. So we are giving dollar X in double quotes. I'm giving the value. Okay.
Okay.
Now if you see, the output is empty. See, it's empty here.
Oh,
Empty array list. Yes or no? Means
yes.
there is no value. There is no web element matching to this XPath. Okay.
Okay.
Now I will remove 2 and I will give 1. See below what you got.
Input.
You got one
Name.
element. Clear?
Tag name
Yes.
is login. Yeah.
Means tag name hash login. Means
Okay.
it is means it is trying to identify. It identified one element. Okay.
Mm.
It indicates it identified. See when it is something
One
wrong,
element.
it is not unable to identify anything. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
This
Yes.
is the way how you have to identify. You can check how
Identify
many
XPath.
elements you are getting using this XPath, whatever you have written. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is for XPath. This is a syntax dollar X
X.
in brackets in double quotes. You can give the value whatever you have written. Okay. To validate
Okay.
before executing. Now to validate CSS, you have written this CSS. Now how to validate? How to validate is I can go here to console. Okay, here I can see. Here also it's dollar, but it is not XPath. So you no need to write X. Directly you can write like this. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So whenever it is XPath, you have to write X after dollar, but this is not XPath, so no need to write X. Okay. And then hit enter. See, it got one element. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So this indicates that by using this XPath, you are able to find this element. This indicates that by using XPath, you are unable to find anything. In that case, you can modify and check elements you are able to find or not. Is that clear?
Yes.
So where you write all this? You write all this in console. Okay.
Console.
So already I have shared you that information also here. Okay.
Okay.
So you already got this document, right? Which I have already shared.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So this is clear, right? For you all.
Yes. Yes.
So when you are coming in tomorrow's class, you have to practice all this and come.
Okay.
Okay. Because if you come without practice, you will not understand other concepts. Okay. In Selenium, see in Java, all the concepts are independent. Okay. If you just understand the basic of data types, primitive data types, non-primitive data types, then all the concepts are individual only. But in Selenium, every concept will be linked. Okay. If you don't understand what is how to create a driver, you will not understand how to write web driver. Driver is equal to Chrome driver. You will not understand any classes. If you don't understand why we are writing system dot set property, you will not understand. If you don't understand how to create XPath, how to create a CSS, how to identify the web element, you will not understand any classes. Okay. So every day class, you have to practice every day.
Okay.
So when you are practicing today, along with the today concept, you practice yesterday's concepts also. In that case, when you're practicing previous day concepts also, after 10 days, the first, second classes already you have practiced 7 to 8 times. Yes or no?
Yeah.
When you're practicing
Yeah.
daily. So when you practice tomorrow, you practice tomorrow's session and then you practice all the 3 days session. Okay. In that case, at the end of the course, already you might have practices all the concepts minimum 15 to 20 times, where you have got already very good knowledge. Okay. So
Okay.
now when you're practicing Selenium, you are not going to practice only Selenium. At least 30 minutes you have to practice Java also. At least 30 minutes you have to look into manual testing also. Now, because now you are storing selenium in your brain, it should not override Java concepts. You should not forget Java. Okay.
Okay.
Because you are studying selenium and Java, you should not forget manual concepts. So every day you have to practice. Every day you have to read all the concepts. Okay. Then only you will understand and remember. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Yes.
So in XPath, there are two different type of XPath. What are they? In
Belief
XPath,
and
how many
relative.
types of XPaths are there?
2.
Two.
There are two types. One is absolute XPath. One is relative XPath. What is meant by absolute XPath? Absolute XPath is nothing but starting from first node. Means the whole page, starting from the page, we will be getting the absolute XPath. Okay. So I will tell you that tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
I will show you the difference between absolute XPath, relative XPath. Okay. Everything tomorrow I will tell.
Okay.
But you have to by that tomorrow you have to get familiar of all this, how to write. Okay. At least 10 times you practice how to write, how to find element by ID. See, I am telling on this page. Okay. You can take any other page and try. I will give you one URL today. You can take that URL and practice. I will share you that URL. Practice links. I will give you this URL. Okay. I will share you this URL. So this is a web page URL where you can find different links. Okay. So you take this. So first you practice on the page which I am giving, so that if you get any doubts, you can refer to my code. After practicing, you practice this page. Okay. You try to enter email address here. You try to enter password here. Click on enter. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Or, or you can go to skip sign in and you try to enter first name here, enter last name here, enter address here, enter email address, enter phone number. See, don't try to enter checkbox, radio, but because still we have not covered this. Okay. So we have just covered only text fields and buttons. Okay. Clear? So you can practice
Yes.
this page. Okay. So I will give you the URL also in this notepad. So I will just share you this document also. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So first you have to practice on the URL which I have given, so that if you get any doubts, you can compare immediately. After practicing that rediff mail, then you practice this link also to find first name field, last name field, email field, phone number field, and enter the values there. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
We'll stop the session. Okay.
Yes.
And I will share this information. Okay. Any doubts?
No.
No.
Okay. Fine then. You're feeling interesting or not, Selenium?
It's interesting.
Yeah, you have to practice. Okay. That is very important. Okay. Bye. Thank you all.